The Canada Child Benefit, often referred to as the CCB, is a tax-free monthly payment introduced by the Canadian government to support families with children under 18 years old. Launched in July 2016, the CCB aims to reduce child poverty and provide financial assistance to middle and low-income families. In this podcast, we will explore the economic and societal impacts of the CCB, its cost to taxpayers, the monthly benefits received by families, eligibility criteria concerning undocumented immigrants, and the program's overall effects on the economy and society. The CCB has played a significant role in stimulating the Canadian economy. By providing families with additional income, the program has increased household spending, leading to higher demand for goods and services. This boost in consumption has contributed to economic growth and job creation across various sectors. Moreover, the CCB has been instrumental in reducing child poverty rates, thereby lessening the long-term economic costs associated with poverty, such as increased healthcare expenses and reduced productivity. The CCB represents a substantial investment by the federal government. As of the 2023 fiscal year, the program's annual cost was approximately 24 billion Canadian dollars. This expenditure is funded through federal tax revenues, reflecting Canada's commitment to supporting families and reducing child poverty. While this is a significant allocation of public funds, proponents argue that the long-term benefits, such as a healthier, better educated population, justify the expense. The amount families receive through the CCB varies based on factors such as income, number of children, and the children's ages. For the 2023 to 2024 benefit year, the maximum annual benefit was up to 6,997 Canadian dollars per child under 6, and up to 5,903 Canadian dollars per child aged 6 to 17. These amounts are tax-free and are designed to provide substantial support to families, particularly those with lower incomes. Eligibility for the CCB requires that the applicant be a resident of Canada for tax purposes, and either a Canadian citizen, permanent resident, protected person, or a temporary resident who has lived in Canada for the previous 18 months and holds a valid permit in the 19th month. Undocumented immigrants, therefore, do not qualify for the CCB. This exclusion aligns with the eligibility criteria for many federal benefits, which often require legal residency status. However, it's important to note that undocumented immigrants do contribute to the economy through taxation and labor. For instance, in the United States, undocumented immigrants pay substantial amounts in taxes, but are often excluded from benefits like the Earned Income Tax Credit. The Canada Child Benefit has had a profound impact on Canadian society. By reducing child poverty, the program has improved outcomes in health, education, and overall well-being for children. These improvements contribute to a more productive workforce in the long term. Economically, the increased disposable income for families has stimulated consumption, supporting businesses and contributing to economic growth. Socially, the CCB has promoted greater equality by providing targeted support to those in need, thereby strengthening the social fabric of the nation. The Canada Child Benefit has had a significant impact on families and the economy. Below is a breakdown of the key advantages and disadvantages of the program. Pros of the CCB: 1. It reduces child poverty. The CCB has significantly lowered child poverty rates in Canada by providing direct financial support to low and middle-income families. According to Statistics Canada, child poverty declined from 16.3% in 2012 to 9% in 2020, largely due to the CCB. 2. It boosts the economy. The CCB increases household spending, particularly on essential goods such as food, clothing, and childcare. This creates economic activity that benefits businesses, contributing to GDP growth. 3. It helps families afford basic needs. The CCB provides tax-free money that directly supports families with children. It helps cover costs such as rent, groceries, education, and healthcare. 4. It has a progressive tax structure. Higher income families receive less or no benefit, ensuring funds go to those who need them the most. This supports income equality by narrowing the wealth gap. 5. It encourages workforce participation. By easing childcare costs, The CCB allows more parents, especially mothers, to join or stay in the workforce, boosting labor force participation. 6. It is non-taxable and has automatic adjustments. CCB payments are not taxed, so families receive the full amount. Payments are adjusted yearly for inflation to maintain purchasing power. Now, let's talk about the cons of the CCB. 1. It has a high cost to taxpayers. The program costs approximately $24 billion per year, funded by taxes. Some critics argue that this money could be used for other priorities, such as healthcare or infrastructure. 2. There's potential for fraud and overpayments. Some people misreport their income to receive higher benefits. Overpayments can occur, leading to government clawbacks and repayment demands, causing financial strain for families. 3. It does not benefit all families equally. Higher income families receive little to no support. Families earning slightly above the eligibility threshold may feel they are penalized for making more money. 4. It excludes undocumented immigrants. The CCB requires valid immigration status, meaning undocumented workers and some newcomers are ineligible. Critics argue that children should not suffer due to their parents' immigration status. 5. It can create inflationary pressure. Extra cash in the economy can lead to higher demand for goods and services, potentially contributing to inflation. Some economists argue that increased government spending fuels rising living costs. 6. It could discourage work in some cases. Families receiving high CCB payments might reduce their work hours to stay below the income threshold and maintain benefits. Some critics argue this could create a welfare trap where families rely on government aid instead of increasing their earnings. Final verdict: a necessary but costly program. The Canada Child Benefit has undeniable positive impacts, particularly in reducing poverty and stimulating the economy. However, its high cost and potential drawbacks raise concerns about long-term sustainability. The challenge for policymakers is to balance financial support for families with economic responsibility. What do you think? Share your comments below. Thanks for watching.